Yo guys, I hope you're all doing really well. In the past few weeks, what I've noticed quite a few people, coming up to me and saying to me about, they seem really confused, they seem really overwhelmed with, social media marketing, just owning an agency. Obviously, I see this more from people that are just starting out, but also people that do have a few clients as well. Obviously, quite a few of my students come to me and they're, brand new, and, I help them go from literally zero to, 5, 6, 7,000, 8,000 per month, obviously in client retainers. And then also a few people do come to me that do already have 2 to 3 clients and they actually want to scale up from there. But from both types of people, as I said, people who completely are new and also who have already have a few clients, what I've noticed is a lot of people are actually overthinking the entire agency business model. A lot of people obviously get into the agency world because it's sold to be a really easy business model, which it is. But once they actually dive into it and they're actually going through the processes of it, they're actually trying to get some clients, trying to get the clients' results and whatnot, they start getting really overwhelmed with it. And the biggest piece of advice that I always give my students is just figure out, right? You need to figure out what's actually what the main concepts of an agency are. And that's what I wanted to actually cover in this video, because, if you're actually out there and you're getting overwhelmed, you just feel like it's all getting too much, what you need to do is get a piece of paper, right? Get a piece of paper or on your computer, whatever it is, and just write out the main point, like the main parts and the main aspects of an agency. And then from there, what you can do is see how those aspects are applicable to, your agency. You can see what parts of your agency that you're currently doing, you can see if you're actually hitting the main aspects, right? And basically, within an agency, there are three main parts, right? There's 3 main parts: lead generation, sales, and then the service delivery. Now, obviously, each one goes quite a little bit more in depth, but they are the 3 overarching ideas of an agency. Lead generation, obviously, you can't get clients without having leads initially. Sales, which is obviously taking a lead and turning them into a paying customer. And then obviously service delivery, which is obviously just delivering on what you've sold the client on. Now, when you get a piece of paper, you write these down, and you sort of dissect it a little bit more. So lead generation can be dissected down into, like cold messaging, cold emails, whether you're at the stage where you can start running ads for yourself, for your actual own agency, like lead generation, Facebook ads, cold calling if you're still doing that. When you break it down like that, you can really just you can sit back and look at it from a bird's eye view, and you can just see where your agency is falling off, where you feel like you need to put more effort in. You can sort of divide up your time and put it into these parts equally. Obviously, if you have a contractor, then the service delivery aspect is kind of covered. Obviously, you do still need to watch over them and just make sure that everything's running smoothly, but the service delivery part's kind of covered if you've got a contractor. And that's obviously the beauty of having a contractor is, sort of one of the 3 main areas is now taken care of. So obviously there's only 2, so you can really perfect these 2 areas, which is obviously lead generation and the sales aspect of it. But, as I said, you can break each one down. So lead generation is just your outreach methods, essentially. Sales is obviously on the call. Myself, obviously, I'm in the e-com niche, so I'm doing Zoom calls like remotely. But obviously, if you're meeting face to face with your potential clients, then that's something you can work on as well. And as I said, with Zoom calls, what we can actually do is record the calls, so I can actually go back and listen to my sales calls, see and just basically analyze my performance within the call, and then from there, obviously, I can perfect it and get better at it. And then obviously, like I said, service delivery, you can obviously outsource that part of the agency as well. But you know, you can, when you, like I say, when you've got these three parts listed out, you've dissected them a little bit. Service delivery, obviously, if you do Facebook ads or whatever, you're going through your strategy for your actual niche. It's just a much better way than just thinking and having it all in your head, thinking, oh my God, I need to get clients, I need to like make sure I get the clients' results, and then I need to also do sales, and then I need to do this and this. You know, in your head, it will get very overwhelming if you think like that. And there's no need to think like that, because agency, obviously, like I said, a lot of people sell the whole digital nomad lifestyle. You know, it's very easy. And then a lot of people, you know, when they actually get going with their agency and they're actually trying to get some clients and whatnot, they obviously soon realize it's not a whole it's not that easy. Basically, you know, you actually do have to put in some hard work. You don't just click a button, you know, and you get a load of clients come in. But it's not as hard as people do say or do think it is when they're actually doing it. Because like I say, when you break it down into those three main aspects, you can then sit back and look from a bird's eye view, and you can see, okay, I've got my sales down packed. Service delivery, I'm doing really well and getting my clients really good results, but my lead generation is quite dry. You know, there's not as many leads in there that I would like in order to have the amount of clients that I need. So that's the part that I need to, you know, put a little bit more time in, or I need to figure out a way that it's more, you know, a more efficient way of actually getting the leads. And another really powerful aspect of doing this is, you know, like I was mentioning before, if you've got 100 leads, right? If you get 100 leads in and your, you know, outreach to meeting set ratio is say 10%, then that's obviously, you're gonna have 10 meetings out of every 100 leads that you reach out to. And then obviously from there, if your meetings to client ratio is say another 10%, then that obviously means that for every 100 leads that you bring in, you're gonna get one client, right? And if you've got goals of, say you wanna get 10 clients, you know, you wanna get to the stage where you've got 10 clients that are all paying you monthly retainers, then you can break it down, you can figure out how many leads you need to get in order to get that amount of clients. Or, you know, if it's not 10, whatever your goal is, what I'm saying is that you can break each part of the stage down so that you know that you're going to be reaching your goal. Like I said, if you figure out your each percentage at each stage of the funnel, you know, you get 100 leads in, you know that lead to meeting is 10%, and then meeting to actual client is, say, another 10% just for easy numbers. Then that's, like I said before, that obviously means that for every 100 leads you bring in, you get one client, one paying client. So then that way, you know, when you break it down like this, you can see that you need to bring in 1,000 leads in order to get your 10 client goal, if that's your goal. You know, but just by sitting down, writing it out like this, planning it out, it just makes everything much more easier. And once again, it's just not as overwhelming. Because there's really no need to overwhelm yourself with it all. Obviously, it does get overwhelming though when you keep it in your head and you're just thinking about everything that you need to do. That's going to get overwhelming with anything, you know, even if it's not a social media marketing agency, it's something else in life or whatever it may be. You want to just write it out. And like I said, with the agency, the best thing to do is write out those 3 stages and see where you're at with the lead generation, sales, and service delivery. You want to see where you are at, what you are currently doing, and how you can actually, you know, change some things up in order to hit those goals on each aspect of you know, a social media marketing agency. So obviously a little quick video here, but you know, I hope this kind of breaks it down a little bit easier, and it stops you from getting, you know, really overwhelmed with it, because as I said, there's really no point in getting overwhelmed. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.